For tonight's region championship between the John Milledge Academy Trojans and your Westfield Hornets. I am Brant Daughtry, being joined by Brett Taylor,
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because tonight in the GISA you've got in the power rankings you got #1 versus night, and it's just not.
Captains come out for both squads, but as you mentioned, Brant and Coach Champion, big ball game here tonight. It's a great atmosphere for football, getting a little chilly again this week, and just what a great atmosphere here tonight for a big game. We all know that this matchup's normally pretty big. The last few times it hasn't been as big, but I tell you what, a couple years ago, I know I wasn't here last year to watch this game between Westfield and John Milledge, but a couple years ago where John Milledge ended up playing for a state championship, Westfield hung in the game for a while, had a chance to win it at the end. So you got to think that Coach Fitzpatrick is looking to try to replicate something like that, where you hang around in the game and you try to get it into the fourth quarter and see if you can't figure out a way to win the ball game in the end.
Well, that's the trick, is you got to put some pressure on Milledge by doing what you do and doing it well, because quite honestly, this Milledge team has not been pushed this year.
Right.
And you don't know how they're going to react. And I'm sure Coach Wall wants somebody to push them a little bit, but this is a really good team. But we've got a really nice opportunity tonight and come out and at least battle with them and see what happens.
Absolutely, I would say, Brant. Westfield's kind of playing with house money. Obviously, the last few years haven't gone exactly the way that the Hornets would like, but this season has definitely been a turnaround, and here's an opportunity, like you said, Coach Champion, to come to football and stay around in the game long enough and put pressure on John.
We've talked about it in a couple of games so far this year. There's been an obvious culture shift in Perry, Georgia. These guys they're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, and they're playing like it. And we will get captains here in just a second. I'm assuming these are all the seniors for John Milledge Academy. That's a very, very big senior class of football players. And John Milledge has a very big football team as well. We've talked a couple of times about having a war of attrition that Westfield was able to hang around in. Probably not going to get that this week.
No, I mean, they've got numbers. They've got experience and age. I mean, you look
John
at
Milledge.
There's a full roster just of senior, and so I'm trying to sit here and count how many of them there are, and there's a ton of them. So our big thing tonight is we gotta battle them. We've got to play as close to perfect football as we can. You're gonna make mistakes here and there thinking about really playing.
Right, absolutely.
But for John Milledge Academy, just said on the PA announcer here,
Coleman Williams and Trey Hardy are our 3 captains tonight.
And we'll go ahead and give you black, and at tight end, number 16, Bryant Greer. The offensive line will look like this. Number 58, Andrew Fowler. Number 62, Cole Miller are the offensive starters for Westfield. For the Hornets on defense, as we've got, looks like a call here, and we'll see what that ends up being momentarily. So on defense for Westfield,
just about game time. Region championship on the line. John Milledge and Westfield.
You've got 4 defensive backs. Sorry, trying to pause. Number 5, Ryan Powers. Number 8, Coleman Williams. Number 30, Brady Greer. And then the defensive line looks like this. Number 62, Cole Miller. 21, J.B. Bearden. Number 50, Seth Andrews. And number 78, Cal Langston. Those are the starters for Westfield. And we're about set for this huge region matchup here in 3 AAA?
4 AAA.
4 AAA, excuse me.
Yeah, I know it's hard to keep up with because it seems like we bounced around. Last year it was 2 AAA, I believe.
Right. So both teams getting ready.
I think we're sitting on top of one of the speakers.
Right. Well,
you got it right there about
just
2
the
feet from my head.
Insider trader atmosphere.
Oh, yeah. I know JT likes that kind of stuff. So
right.
Both teams getting ready to come out here. Officials at midfield, and both teams behind their respective screens getting ready for both sides to come out. Official time on the clock says 1:48 left, and here come the Trojans. Kids out there.
Yeah, they do. But part of that's just what we talked about a while ago. Just a large number of seniors.
Yep.
And, they really get after them in the weight room, and it shows.
And here are the Westfield Hornets. And as Westfield likes, the feature back that you would normally see with John Milledge, Ahmad Foston, as he has, I think, been out for a while.
Yeah, I think he's got a knee injury and
from some SEC schools.
He got a ton of offers from what I understand, but I think out of abundance of caution, he has not played this year.
Which is not a bad strategy, especially if it's a knee injury. You want to do all the rehab and everything to get that healed. But back deep for John Milledge will be number 7, Taylor Dixon. And Johnson.
Yep, Sam Johnson been handling the kickoff duties all year. And they're going to have to figure out how to get this fixed. Because Westfield, as good as they have been, has really had an adventure kicking off this year.
Yeah, our kickoff coverage has probably been one of the few weak links that we've had this year.
Well, I can tell you this, if there's any is up.
And that was our other Achilles heel, and you know that John Milledge saw that on film.
Caught right in front of the 15-yard line. Dancing around, got a hole, and finally hit and wrapped up around the 30. First and 10 from the 34-yard line.
So
and
number
12, Grayson Hopkins is going to come out, try to quarterback this team.
Yeah,
no, excuse me.
I think they're rotating a couple quarterbacks. I think they've got a dual quarterback rotation. I'm not sure exactly how they play the thing, but
he'll come out in an empty set, 3 wide receivers to the far side, 2 to this near side. And he might line up. That's something you don't see often. And finally dragged out at the 20. That is number 2, Patrick McDonald.
Brought down by Cameron Collenbach.
Yeah, that's just a formational win right there. They just outflanked Westfield.
Yep. That's one of the few times we've lost the edge this year.
Ball is marked down at the 19-yard line. First and 10, Trojans.
42 yards on the play with McDonald. Around left hand.
Fullback and stacked up at the line. Good job plugging the hole there.
Yeah, and exactly what we talked about, as stout as Westfield is up front.
By 8, Coleman Williams.
Coleman Williams diving into the hole.
It's going to be tough sledding for John Milledge, but
gain of 3, second and 7.
You can tell that they're wanting to get to the perimeter to stretch that Westfield defense out in the middle.
Man, how about that? How about those 2 formations? Come out in an empty set. Fullback is right behind the quarterback. Dropping back to pass, throwing to the end zone, tipped
almost
around, intercepted. Yep. Great job getting back there. Noah Blackman had tried to get it to Marcus Prestwood.
37.
Well, their mentality at this point is on 4th down.
5 wide receivers. Quarterback draw.
Didn't get a whole lot, but got maybe 3 yards. It's probably going to bring up 4th down and 3.
Tell you what, Seth Andrews didn't make the tackle on that play, but he got in the backfield and disrupted the timing just a little bit and let his linebackers get there. It'll be 4th down and 2.
Seth, played a whale of a ball game last week up at Bethlehem.
So here's where you got to be disciplined if you're Westfield.
Yep, you're telling him watch the ball immediately.
Right. Do not jump off sides. You don't want to give up any free, cheap first downs.
Well, and this could be one of those momentum shifters a little bit if you can get this stop right here.
Offset eye.
Going to be a toss to the other side, I bet. A little
option play. Stringing it out. Finally flips it out. And
barely got it.
Barely got it. First down. That was Landon Burney on the carry.
Yeah, we did a really good job of stretching that thing out.
That is not the play call I would have made.
Nope.
No, 4th down.
That's not what
I
expected.
Not at all.
No, but Evan Vining coming up and Coleman Williams stringing that thing out.
Twalls
and that feels
fullback.
Like illegal formation.
On the play.
Going to be a false start on Milledge. Looks like the initial indication.
Now they're going to bring out the meat wagon.
Yeah, he's not like the new wave stuff where you don't have a fullback on the roster. He's probably got 4 or 5 on the roster.
Heck, put the Mike Allsted halfback in there and let him run a little bit too.
Now we're back to the
that
new school spread.
That super spread. Spread as spread can get. Dropping back, throwing here. Got a good pocket. Corner of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. JMA.
Touchdown. From Grayson Hopkins to number 7, Taylor Dixon.
Taylor Dixon on the reception, trying to get a number on him.
Yeah, we had a hard time covering that wheel route out there, out of that trip set.
Well, Well, we talked about it earlier. Westfield only has 4 defensive backs in their base formation. They had 5 wide receivers out there, meaning you're probably going to get a mismatch somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do with that spread set.
Yep. Tommy Collier on to attempt the extra point. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it looks good, and it is. 7-0 John Milledge Academy with 9:43 left here in the first quarter. Westfield didn't really play bad defense on that drive except for 2 plays.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't to me, that's almost half a success. You forced them into a 4th down. They were still able to get it, not by much, but I mean, heck, you do what you can do. Well, this is you're gonna have to hold serve here if you're Westfield and try to get down and get a score and burn some clock.
Well, and you had an opportunity to get off the field right there, and actually defended the play pretty well. Just came up about a yard short right there. You know, if we are able to get a hold right there, it changes the complexion of this game a little bit.
It's a big momentum boost for sure.
Yeah. Now's the danger time, though, because in a lot of the games this year, John Milledge.
Tommy Collier on to kick this one off. It is on the way. Pretty good-looking kick, chasing him all the way back, and it's going to roll out of bounds right at the 3-yard line.
Now that's good news for Westfield.
That
was a great job right there. Was that Walker Young or Noah Blackman down there?
Noah Blackman right there.
He saw it, and that's one of those where you can make that catch, and then now you're pinned yourself in or let it roll.
That was a great decision, but it's one of those things that you have to make that decision really quick.
Right.
And if it bounces back into play.
Westfield takes the option to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35.
They just missed it. They just missed it by 10 yards. The chain crew was already set over there.
1st and 10, Westfield going to come out and I assume run their usual wing tee.
No, I guarantee you we're going to be in our
a little
bit of confusion.
Yep, not real sure.
Tailbacks and wide receivers all confused.
Yep.
Walker Young going to line out at wide receiver. Gavin Vining going to take it on a quarterback sneak. First play of the game, got about 5 out of that.
And Gavin and Porter, you know, that's been our 2 horses. So
as number 9 goes, Westfield seems to go.
You do what you do. It doesn't matter who you play. You do what you do and see how it works.
You got to execute better than the opposition.
Brody McDaniel in motion, going to give it to Kalmbach straight up the middle. He got nothing. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Stacked up pretty well there. So it'll be 3rd down and 5.
I'm fine with this music. It's just picking
backfield. Number 47. Who is that? Carson Dyer got in the backfield before anything happened. And when a defensive tackle is making a play on a speed sweep, you've done something wrong.
That's not a good thing.
So that play had nowhere to go. Backs him up 5 yards. It'll be 4th and 10, and Westfield will be forced to punt.
Well, with John Milledge's athleticism, they can play a little fast and loose defensively, send up more people, because they know that they can try to compensate with their athleticism.
Cole Miller gets off the punt. Caught at the 30. Chasing him around back there. Good job getting back there. Great coverage that time. Taylor Dixon caught the punt, made one man miss, and then got swarmed.
He actually lost a couple yards on the return.
Yep.
1st and 10, John Milledge.
1st and 10 from the 30. Westfield's defense kind of has the bow its neck here. 7:53 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, you feel like this is almost a must stop right here.
You can't go down 14-0 against these guys. Standard I formation.
Maybe 2.
Was that Cole Miller on the tackle right there?
8, Coleman Williams, 62. Cole Miller on the stop. Gain of 2
tackles in open field.
Offset I. Tight end in motion. Now they're going to use him as a lead blocker to that toss sweep, trying to get outside. Wrapped up and forced out of bounds.
Yeah,
shy of the first down, just a little bit.
And Barney on the carry, taken out of bounds by number 9, Gavin Vining.
Tricky formation in motion right there.
3rd and over yard. 3rd and
send that tight end in motion and let him.
Just give him a running start.
Yep, let that lead blocker get a running start. It's a great play design. And we're going to have a timeout for a measurement.
Yeah, I didn't even think it was close.
Official timeout for measurement.
From up here, it looks like they're close to a yard short.
Well, they've got it marked over there. I mean, he had to get out. I think Coach Fitz is asking that, like, why are you even measuring?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah, that's about a yard
Yeah, I
shy.
told y'all it was a yard difference.
Coach Fitz is going, so why'd you measure it?
Well,
I could have told you that.
Coach Fitz is arguing that all that does is give
Free
them a
timeout.
Yeah.
Free timeout.
Yeah. Timeout.
Right.
Yeah. Now that official's walking over.
A little gamesmanship.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Well, you expect to get that at home. You better believe it.
They're going to come out quick, try to get this snap off before Westfield can get ready, and I'm screaming, watch the ball if I'm this Westfield coaching staff.
Yeah.
Quarterback's
Hopkins on the keeper for first down for John Milledge.
And forward when the ball snapped.
Well,
You're not supposed to be able to do that.
short formation here, going to give it off to the fullback straight up the middle. He's met right in front of the 35, falls forward. That'll be a gain of 5.
But that's the thing when you play a team as talented as John Milledge.
you have to play perfect, but you got to play pretty close to it.
Yeah, you got to get as close as you can. Second down and 5.
And there's a flag down on the other side. It's going to be
Sideline
that
Feels like a
warning.
sideline warning,
infamous
yep.
Sideline warning.
Yeah, the call that doesn't mean anything.
Until it happens
Yep,
again.
that's right.
It's only, there are 6 minutes.
Well, just settle down a little bit right now. Westfield, like I said, I think you read your keys, try to keep everything in front of you, make John Milledge work.
Yep. Make them make plays.
Fake the toss, quarterback keeper. He's going to fall forward for a gain of 7 and a first down. Patrick McDonald, the quarterback, on the keeper.
J.B. Bearden on the tackle again. Now this Lionel Richie's a little bit more in my box.
It's about the 5th time they've played it.
Yeah, I know.
It's a good
My
song.
thought is, let's come up with a new first down song.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, but let's do it about every third first down instead of every first
Right.
down.
I'm sure that's a JT thing.
Bunch receivers here to this near side, right on the line.
John
You're going to mark him down at the 34.
tight end, drag it from the back side, and we lost track of him as the quarterback sprinted out that way.
That's what those drag routes are for.
Yep. Probably one of the best weapons in football.
You don't see a whole lot of tight ends anymore.
Back drops back. Thrown, caught right in front of the
Short.
stick. See the tailback catching that one.
But again,
Tackle for Westfield 5, Ryan
make
Powers.
them work.
Yep.
Make them drive the ball.
Well, and at some point we've got to find a way to get
Put a drive together.
well,
Yeah.
we got to find a way also to get a negative play.
You're right.
Empty backfield again. Quarterback draw straight up the middle. Open, big hole for the quarterback. Cut down right at the 15-yard line. He got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, and he got chopped down low.
That was Billy Jack Gregory on that tackle. And neither team wants to see something like it.
Coach Walls is one of those characters that kind of makes GISA.
Going to the eye. Going to hand off right behind the fullback. Tripped up. Makes a man
There's
miss.
a
Then
negative
wrapped
play.
up. There's a negative play. Yep. It'll be second down and 12.
Gavin Vining's
I believe that was Brady Greer.
Well,
The initial contact and then cleaning up, like y'all both said. I mean, that's what's important. You got a gang tackle here tonight. Keep
Yep.
them from busting out. Look, very elusive players.
Yep, you got to keep them, build a fence around them, and make tackles. To me, the most impressive thing I've seen about John Milledge so far is their offensive line. You know, they're really good.
Yep, they're keeping their quarterback clean. Quick pitch here to the outside. Makes one man miss. Dragged down just shy of the goal line. It'll be first and goal from the 3.
Pass complete from Grayson Hopkins. The 21, Marcus Presswood.
Again,
Marcus Presswood on the reception. How many Presswoods are there?
16,
Yeah,
There seems to be about 50 of them.
yeah.
First and goal to
I think
go,
there's
Racing Hornets.
14.
Heavy set to the right side. They got a man in a 3-point stance about 5 yards from that nearest tight end.
Timeout.
Yep.
Westfield. That's
So Westfield's going to take a timeout. We'll take our first break of the evening and be right back with this first and goal when we come back right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle
Houston Healthcare is an award-winning, multifaceted healthcare provider with locations throughout Houston County, including 2 hospitals, 3 urgent care med stops, Women's Center, Heart Institute, surgery and rehabilitation services, and a variety of physician practices, serving the needs of residents and patients from all over Central and South Georgia, with over 2,000 healthcare professionals committed to providing the best possible healthcare for our community. Houston Health.
Welcome back. First and goal from the 2, and they're going to come out with this trick formation looking thing and make Westfield line up in a hurry. Hand off to the tailback, and he will jump into the end zone. Touchdown, touchdown Trojans.
Was that a Maryland eye?
Yeah. It was. I believe Michigan broke that out a couple years ago as well.
Georgia Southern runs it from the shotgun, from the pistol, and they call it the bobsled.
Yeah.
They lined up with everybody needing a stop, and they didn't get it, but they did play better defense on that drive, but still a long touch. It's becoming must-happen territory at this point.
Well, we got the Swanson Restaurant kickoff coming up, but like you said, I agree. You and John Milledge at this point.
Yeah, you've got to answer it right now. You've got to answer.
You want to be within a score going right.
Oh yeah, you can't be down more than 14-0 going into halftime, or you're in for a long night.
Tommy Collier kicking off with John Milledge.
Walker Young and Noah Blackman back deep.
You haven't really seen Gavin Vining getting involved in the run game a whole lot so far.
Walker Young from the 15, weaving his way through, going to be stacked up. Y'all remember when dubstep was cool?
I'm sitting here thinking that I'm going to have to send JT a bill for my hearing aids that I'm going to need later on. Yeah. I can assure you my wife just cringed when you did that. That's what I do to her. Huh? What?
First and 10 from the 30.
That's a universal married man, son.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Call.
Falk in motion, pitch out to him, and nothing doing out there. Tackled for a small loss.
Yeah.
Or a big loss. It'll be second down and 14. Westfield having a hard time blocking the edges tonight.
Yeah. Well, they know what we like to do, and they've crowded the box. And, we're going to have to go to the air at some point.
Like I said, last drive for Westfield, you can take more chances if you're John Milledge with the offense that they have, and you can crowd that box. You can send more players down into the box because you're going to say, hey, Westfield, throw the ball to beat us.
And even more when you're up 14-0.
Right.
Man in motion, dropping back to pass, and didn't think about passing it for more than a second or two before Vining started running it. Maybe got a yard out of that play.
Well, he had one look to Ryan Powers, who was running that skinny post, and it was covered up really well. Turn and run.
You need to let Vining somehow get out in the open field. Yep. I'd love to see him, because he's got the wheels and the athleticism, I think, that can give JMA some problems.
Yeah, he can, but the trick is you got to get him going.
Young in motion. Vining going to keep on the option and tripped up right past the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and about 12. Westfield will be forced to punt.
Got a yard.
Yeah.
4th and 12.
I like that play call right there, because that's one of those ways that you can get him into some space.
Yep.
But we've got to open up some creases.
Yeah, you got to get some blocking somewhere.
He doesn't need a lot of creases, but you've got to give him just a little bit of room to get going.
Cole Miller back to punt. Gets it off end over end off the off the left side of his foot. It'll bounce at the 50. First and 10, John Milledge with 53.4 left here in the first.
Those negative yards,
Yeah, turnover would be
absolutely
huge. Get Westfield into the ball game here.
I was about to say the same thing, Brett. A turnover here would work wonders. Dropping back to pass, one man in the back to block. Going to go long with it. Incomplete, but they're going to call Sam Johnson.
Great penalty. You got to do it.
Yep. No, that's 15 yards or a touchdown.
Man, they're going to play that song literally every first down, aren't they?
I can tell you this. If I'm Coach Fitzpatrick and I'm Westfield, if I get a receiver that gets behind me, I'm tripping him. I'm knocking him down.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I'm making this
Don't do anything dirty, but draw that 15 yards.
making this
better than the touchdown you're about to give up.
I'm making this an old school Big Ten basketball game, and we're about to foul everybody. Because that's the only way you can compete. You got to keep these guys in front of you. You got to make sure that you don't allow them to get behind you.
43.
You make them drive it. If they score, they're going to score by going 80 yards over 4 minutes as opposed to one play for 15 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you got to do. I mean, you cannot give up a big play like that.
4 wide receivers, 1 tailback. Dropping back, looking for somebody. Looks like a very same play.
Hold right there. Yeah, they missed a hold right there in the middle of the field on.
Pass complete from Grayson Hopkins.
I don't know who that was. I think it was Brady Greer trying to come in there and apply some pressure.
Ball to the Hornet 30.
I tell you what, that hasn't gotten annoying yet. 1st and 10 from the 30. Clock running down under 20 seconds now.
Going back to the I formation here.
And John Milledge has taken several shots, knowing that we have had trouble defending the pass.
Landon Burney on the
Cole
carry,
Miller
about the
rides Landon Burney for a gain of about 5.
The flag comes in late.
You're gonna get lowering the head to initiate contact here, I believe, on a Westfield linebacker, and that's just an unfortunate play.
Yeah, we'll see what the call is. Looks like he's pointing at Westfield.
Got to be smart. Got to use your head. Got to keep your head up.
What in the world is that?
Personal foul.
Personal foul against Westfield.
No, that was this.
Yeah, well.
He didn't make the signal at all.
Yeah.
Well, that was weird.
Well, and that's the kind of a penalty you've got to avoid. You know, the pass interference you can live with because you had to.
Are we running another play before the end of the quarter? Oh, they
should run it out, and it will. That will end the first quarter. 14-0, John Milledge leads. We will be back right here with more on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I play football, baseball, basketball, and I run track.
I love the contact sport. I love the ability to get my feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice.
I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team when I was a freshman, and that's also the year when I played soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
I enjoy just
spending team, and we get our chaplain out there, and he does a great job. And I think on a Thursday that's great to do because it's a day before the game, and you get to think about God and just choices in life, and that's kind of what the game of football is like.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter here. John Milledge trying to go up 21-0 here. Westfield doing their best to stop him. It'll be 1st and goal from the 10. So it's about as far as a team can go without getting a first down.
Yeah, that 1st and goal from 10 sometimes is
difficult.
Is tough.
Yep.
Right.
Dropping back to pass.
Oh,
quick one.
Oh, there was almost our turnover.
Right. I don't know. I don't think that's a pass. He lost it on the way back.
No.
Yep. So it'll back him up. It'll be 1st and goal from the 15. So big play there.
Recovered by Hopkins.
Well, you know, I mean, when you think about it,
from the 15,
it's kind of in that weird. We do have some humidity, but then you got the coldness coming in. Maybe some dew getting down on the field, and the ball getting a little slippery. At least that's what I'm watering the ball too.
Dropping back, throwing that slant route, caught at around the 10.
That's our Houston Healthcare Well, I mean, I don't mean this in a negative way, but when they make plays and you got a chance, you got to punish them for it.
Well, you have to do that. I mean, you have to do that year round.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
but you got to make sure that you deliver a lick, and if they're going to go across, that's the old adage, especially going back to your day, you're going to throw across the middle.
Easy now.
You're going to throw across the middle. Ronnie Lott said you're going to pay for it. Hopefully the kid's okay, though. He did get hit pretty hard.
Yeah, but he is moving. He's moving all his limbs. He looks to be more hurt than injured right now.
That's true. You got to play the game.
Yep.
I mean, and reality is, because there's a lot at stake for both these teams moving forward.
Right. I mean, Westfield, when you think about it, has a great opportunity to go far in the playoffs. I think John Milledge is eyeing a back-to-back is what they're thinking in their minds. You gotta know that that's what their expectation is. And Westfield wants to push as far as they can in the playoffs. They've had a chance to win the last couple of years and haven't in that first round.
Yeah.
Jamon Sneed coming off the field now, being helped, not putting any weight on that right leg. We'll see if he comes back tonight.
Well,
but
both these teams are going to be major players in the playoffs.
Right.
3rd and goal from the 6.
Why is the clock not moving?
It is.
That was the completed.
Yeah.
Diving for the pylon. Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Nice little pick play.
Bryson Hopkins to Patrick McDonald.
Patrick McDonald on the reception, 6-yard touchdown catch, and it's 20-0 Trojans.
That's what you call the old Clemson pin down play right there.
Yep.
They pin down with those outside receivers, run that flat route, and nobody's there to clean it up.
Westfield got as close as they could.
That's that Hunter.
Couldn't quite make it. Hunter Renfro.
Hunter Renfro special, yeah.
Kick is on the way and good. 21-0 with 11 minutes here to go in the second quarter. And it's about to get bad, folks.
That's what you got to do if you're Westfield on that kind of play. You just got to, if you're
actually indefensible.
As if the referees call that to the letter
side of the offense. Well, it's one of those things, if you're going to defend that, you've got to forget about the receivers that are out in the play and just sell.
Right.
You sell out up close.
Deep for Westfield.
Westfield got to put something together here.
Blackman and Young back deep for the Hornets. On the way. Young going to catch it at the 10, looking for a crease, and he'll be stacked up at the 25.
Yeah, we've got to find a way to move the football and eat some clock and get something going on offense.
Yeah, I mean, right now Westfield's struggling to even get the ball in plus territory.
Well, and honestly, what little film I got to watch this week of these guys, the first thing that stood out to me was their defense. Their defense is really good. Their linebackers
1st and 10
play
Hornets at the
downhill in a
Westfield.
hurry, and they
28.
are hard to block up front.
Right. Well, they've got, let's see, basically a 6-man front.
Falk in motion. Vining going to travel right behind him. He'll be stacked up just past the line of scrimmage. Gain of 2.
Vining on the keeper.
2nd down and 8.
I think you got to do something if you're Coach Fowler
Mason Roberts, 32, Dawson Smith.
Get some misdirection, get John Milledge
Jason
flowing
White,
one way and come back
Gain of 2, 2nd 8.
the other way. I don't know how you accomplish that, but you've got to get them out of position if you're going to make any hay.
And the big thing, you got to get some movement.
Right.
I mean,
well, Westfield's got the bodies, you would think. I mean, they got some big fellas up front too, but at this point, it's been kind of a stalemate, or maybe into the Westfield backfield.
Yeah.
Falk in motion.
The counter, the one thing that cannot happen is penetration right there. Y'all gonna call me old, and I resemble that real well. But football's real simple. If you get movement one way or the other, you usually win.
Oh yeah, if you can win the line of scrimmage, you can win the game. It doesn't matter what type of offense you're running.
It doesn't matter what kind of formations or anything like that.
Yep.
Here's
Westfield going to come out in the spread.
Yep.
How about that? I think they had some motion. Vining going to step up, running around for his life, looking for someone to throw to, and going to be dragged down at the 25. That'll be a loss of 6, and it'll be 4th and 15.
Yeah.
or 4th and 13.
We're trying to spread them out now a little bit by formation,
right,
to get some gaps.
For a loss, by number 4.
You don't practice it nearly as much because it's not your bread and butter. It's not what you lean on.
Well, I can tell you from being at practice, I mean, it's one of those things that we've done a lot of because we know we've got to get better at it.
Nice great play there. And we're going to get we're going to get a flag here, maybe that face mask, maybe?
No, I'm not sure what that's going to be.
I have no idea.
Johnson had to ride him a little bit just because Dix is so much bigger.
Looks like we're going to get a hold on John Milledge.
Well, he pointed at Westfield, and then I was like, what are they going to call Sam Johnson for? He's probably 140 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, that's going to be a holding on John Milledge. Yeah, that's a break for us. I didn't see the hold, but I'm sure.
And outstanding tonight.
Yeah, we've done a good job with that.
Sam Johnson has gotten down there quickly. They've kind of hemmed him in from both sides. And as you said, you got to look for positives at this point. And there's a positive for Westfield.
Straight drop back. Good blocking. Now going to come deep, one-on-one. Ryan Powers almost had an interception, but able to knock it down.
There's a flag down on the field.
Yeah, way back here. Feels like a hold.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a hold
Broken up by number 5, Ryan
in that
Powers.
area.
I tell you what, that is not. If you're picking on anybody on the Westfield defense, I don't think number 5 is the one you want to pick on.
No, Ryan Powers. Well, you don't see him very much on offense just because Westfield doesn't throw very much. But he's a very talented air raid defender and player, really, on both sides of the ball. He's a really good wide receiver.
He's the guy where you look down there and you're like, man, that kid is
a specimen.
Is an athlete.
He looks like a football player, doesn't he?
Right. I mean, he's a good-looking athlete, and you got to think that even Coach Wall, with all the studs he's got, is probably looking over there and being like, who is number 5?
1st and 21. Designed rollout here, throwing across the field. Caught, missed tackle. Now going to get upfield. Pushed out of bounds. Right. I think they're going to give him the first down. Yep, they are. Got to complete to number 21, Marcus Presswood.
It's going to be close.
So from 1st and 21 to 2nd and 1.
I know this doesn't make conventional sense, but that's why I was almost thinking in my head, maybe decline that penalty because
you got to take the penalty.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah, you got to take that penalty.
I'm just saying.
It's 2nd and 10.
I'm going to tell you this. He maybe blocked him, but it's a lot easier to block somebody when you're doing this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ball's at the Trojan 49.
Well,
that is.
You got to let go, though, when that defender's trying to get away and chase the runner.
We must have been looking at different blocks.
Possibly. Well. I just saw a fistful of jersey when normally when the defender tries to break to go after runner, you've got to let go.
But again,
man in motion, give on the speed sweep. No, quarterback keeper, and he's dancing.
Tackle by number 9, Gavin Vining.
Woo, Lionel's going to be tight.
Position, but
well, right now this John Milledge bunch is a machine on offense.
Yeah, they have to be averaging roughly 12 yards at play right now. Maybe more than that with the 2 or 3 big plays they've had. Man in motion again, going to give it on the speed sweep. Read well, couldn't make the tackle. Now going to push him backwards.
Good job by Coleman Williams. Or was that Gavin Vining?
Yeah, that was one of the Brady twins
Coleman Williams.
That slowed him down to begin with, and then Coleman Williams comes in and cleans him up. And that's what we need is we need those behind the play, behind the sticks plays. Now you have to limit the big play.
So what's the rule in when both teams make substitution? Do they in high school they can just go at whatever speed?
Yeah, they can, but a lot of times the officials will give them will slow it down a little bit for them.
Fake the pitch. Quarterback going to keep.
Quarterback trap.
Yeah, it was. And it worked pretty well. Gavin Vining finally forces him out.
Patrick McDonald on the keeper.
JT's pulling out some dandies right now.
That's actually
that was a really pretty play.
Not the same formation, but a play out of our playbook with the quarterback counter right there.
Right.
That's what a lot of times that's what we've run with Gavin with some success.
It's 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Westfield bringing pressure. Tried to throw the slant route. I think it's going to be marked incomplete. No, they're going to say he caught it.
He caught it sliding down.
Pass complete from Grayson Hopkins to number 21, Marcus Presswood. He's 2nd and 4.
He's 2nd down and 4. I'm sure you heard Mr. Dale say that, but not Mr. Dale. Excuse me.
Mr. Gregg. Got the press box named after him, man.
Yeah, he does.
He's
a legend.
Yeah,
he's in high class, man.
Been doing it for 36 years now. Calling JMA football.
Dude, Mr. Gregg is super nice.
He's been doing it as long as I can remember.
He's been good to us the few times we've interacted with him. Quarterback bend back, or excuse me, counter bend back. That is a touchdown. Landon Burney.
Flag on the play.
There's a flag
on the play.
Yep. Feels like maybe a block in the back down towards the 5-yard line.
One can hope. Yeah. We'll see.
It's like Burney's touchdown may come back.
Yep, blocking the back.
Blocking the back against John Milledge.
So that'll back them up 15 yards. I believe it'll still give them the first down, though.
No, it's only 10 yards.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not a personal
foul. So it's basically going to be as if the play never happened.
Fair enough.
Penalty marked off from where the
I don't even think
infraction occurred.
The down marker is actually didn't even move.
Yeah. So we're right back where we were, 2nd down and 4.
Well, guys, that really just didn't happen.
The only thing that happened was
good play
time
call. It
moved
was
off the
pretty,
clock.
but
yep.
Right guard move, his butt up in the air.
Triple option play. Vining. Ooh.
Another flag. Another flag.
Yep, we got another.
Yeah, this one happened in the middle of the field away from the play.
That's
flag on the field.
Or away from the ball, I should say.
Yeah, I don't know what. There's going to be another block in the back.
Wow.
Yep.
Block in the back against
Must have been on a linebacker.
Yeah. Touchdown.
Yeah, and that's a very weird spot to block somebody in the back, considering the plays
and basically,
down here on this.
Basically, you're going to have the repeat same thing that just happened.
Yeah, 2nd down and 4 from the same exact spot for the 3rd play in a row.
As Yogi Berra would say, deja vu all over again.
Yeah.
Don't even have to switch the down.
Same play, triple option. Going back here again. Westfield going to catch up to it this time. It'll be marked down at the 8.
Carry gets it inside.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line.
Tackle made by number 8, Coleman Williams, and number 9, Gavin Vining.
Just see the same thing happening over and over.
The 8-yard line.
Come on and sing it all night long.
Defense has got to be tired for Westfield.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like we've been out there the whole night.
Right.
4 minutes left here in the 2nd quarter. I formation. ISO play to the tailback. Can be trapped.
Slowed him down just enough to let that flow from the inside tackle him.
Yeah, Cole Miller come from the backside because our guys on the perimeter did a good job of stringing him out. Let the big guy come in there and make the play.
2nd and goal to go from the 7.
Be nice to get a turnover to keep us in the ball game here.
Yep.
Maybe a turnover, maybe take it all the way back for a touchdown.
Honestly, in this drive, we've had opportunities. We had 1st and 20, and then we had the time the quarterback put the ball on the ground.
Right. And Brian Powers almost picked one off.
Yep.
Tailback going to follow his fullback. Now going to tiptoe inside.
Man, what a cut.
Yep. Be tackled inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1.
Is that
Bishop Smallwood on the carry.
It's like Bishop Smallwood on the tackle.
Tackle made by 26, Bishop Smallwood.
All right, John Milledge going to go quick with the quarterback sneak, I'm sure.
Yep, that's what it is. He's stacked up, but they're going to give him the touchdown.
Got in there.
Touchdown Trojans with 2:47 left in the second quarter.
They just leaned on us and leaned on us.
Yep. I mean, you got a tired defensive line, and you got a tired defensive line. You got an outsized defensive.
So there's
got
a
messed
positive.
up with a bad snap. So it's 27-0 JMA.
27-0.
Westfield will get another crack at it.
In the first half.
You have to do something here on offense.
Well, it's just their deficit.
I don't think we had 27 in my senior class playing football at Perry.
Maybe normally. I mean,
that's a lot.
Well,
normally your freshman class is probably your largest because when they come in, those are the first kids that want to play football, and then they kind of fall off.
They decide the football's not for them.
59 players to Westfield's, I think 41. So that's almost a starting 22 difference right there.
Well, but the big thing is seniors.
Oh, great! Yes, absolutely.
Caught at the 5-yard line, looking for a hole. Got the sideline. Good return here. And pushed out of bounds at around the 35.
Lean into that guy on the side.
Two things need to happen right here. One, we've got to be able to move the ball. But at the same time, we have to be smart.
First and 10, Westfield.
Not turn the ball over and not take too big of a risk right here.
I think I don't know. I mean, you haven't done a whole lot. Maybe what about trying to go just throw it up to 5?
Well,
give him a chance.
Unless it gets picked off.
2.5 minutes left to go here. Clock's going to stop there.
Well, I tell you what, Ryan Powers made him let Gavin Vining throw to that.
The end around, that's Brody McDaniel, and he's going to get.
It's actually Blackman.
Noah Blackman. I've been getting them confused all year.
It's 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It's 2 and 3.
Yep, they're pretty similarly sized kids.
Just a cramp, but it looks like they're
13.
messing with their lower leg.
3rd and 13.
Can you make out a number on who that is?
Can't yet.
I see a 1. That's the only thing I see.
We'll take a quick break and come back right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Houston Healthcare is an award-winning multi-faceted services and a variety of physician practices, serving the needs of residents and patients from all over Central.
Welcome back. 3rd down and 13 for Westfield. Looking at a lot of guys on that line of scrimmage for John Milledge's defense. Option play. Vining going to keep it, get some yardage, but not 13.
No.
4th down and about 8, and then Westfield will punt again.
That's actually the first time we've had a little bit of a seam right there.
Fourth and
just
9.
got tripped up. Time out right here. Try to get the ball back.
I played with Peyton Black. He was at Perry during my time there.
Yeah, he would always find a seam like that, but he would always try to finish that off with kind of going forward. He'd lose his feet a little bit, but I tell you what, right there, Kalmbach also had a hole. I don't know if.
Well, that's the midline right there.
Right.
That Gavin's having to read. When you're 3rd and 13 like that, you probably want him to read that and keep the ball in his hand.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, he picked up a good play. Yeah. Obviously, Kalmbach probably not going to have enough speed to pick up the extra 9 yards. So,
all right, the question right here is, does John Milledge come after the block, or do they try to set up a return?
They came after the first one, but they have not come after the rest.
They're going to set up a return right here.
Yep. Cole Miller, end-over-end punt. Takes a decent Westfield bounce, and it'll be caught at the 28.
Punt down by Westfield.
Yeah, good job right there.
John Milledge at the Trojan 28.
Walker Young going to set it down there, and that is where the Trojans will take over.
Now the big don't let anybody get behind you.
Yep, you got a minute and a half to defend here. And at this point, you're still thinking about those power rankings.
Well, and honestly, we've done a pretty decent job other than that one big play they got on the first or second play of the game with that sweep,
Yep.
you know, we've done a pretty good job of keeping the big play from happening.
Turnover here would be huge. Coming up under center. Man in motion. Going to give it to him on the speed sweep. This is the big play that went earlier.
And we do a much better job of stringing it out.
Good defense on that one.
Back to McDonald on the carry.
Yep.
You got to be quick to the outside.
Yep.
And you got to keep stringing it,
The thing for JMA there, he gets out of bounds, so he stops the clock.
And say
drive today.
Just keep the ball in front of you.
Quarterback sneak. Bounces off tacklers. And now going to come out.
First down, John Milledge.
We got 1:15 left on the clock, so John Milledge has time.
It sure would be nice to see, but I remember.
Well, I think that's why you see John Milledge running it a little bit more. And as I say,
I was about to say, right on cue. Here comes the pass. Now stepping up, going to scramble for it and hit after a gain of 3.
Hopkins on the
now you're going to be under a minute, and Coach Wall's down there yelling
Williams, 21,
to get back to the line.
Probably called 2 plays in that.
He doesn't want to burn a timeout.
Yep.
I'm sure they have a default play right there.
Scrambling under pressure and just going to throw that away.
2 was over here on the near side.
That's the tricky thing.
For what it's worth, he was the receiver in the area as well.
That's the thing is
can't block downfield.
If you think that quarterback's going to run, go ahead and start engaging.
That's the famous Nick Marshall Auburn play right there. Get on the outside. You remember against Alabama?
Oh, yeah.
That's one
Fake
of those.
the run. You throw that ball to the side.
Yeah, give that quarterback the option to run or throw to that receiver. Make the safety commit to one or the other.
Well, that's the read option, which usually in that situation you either get a receiver blocking down the field or a lineman down the field.
Yep.
Well, because you're
quick slant pattern caught just past the first down.
And
you're in a run play, really.
45. First and 10 from the 45. Going quickly here.
First down, John Milledge.
Dropping back, looking for somebody.
We got to get pressure.
Yep, here it comes. Throwing out to the sideline, incomplete.
He's a good little quarterback, I tell you.
He is.
He's not overly big.
60-pound senior quarterback. Plays a lot heavier.
Well, and a luxury that John Milledge has playing 2.
Now they're going to move that wide receiver off. Dropping back, looking for somebody, and drag routes open at the 40, past the 30-yard line and out of bounds.
Pass complete from Hopkins to Patrick.
It's a 15-yard gain. It'll be another first down. 23 seconds left. First and 10 from the 25.
Those have to be the most annoying routes to cover. Those
drags?
Well, those little short underneath routes where you've got to.
Yep.
Most of the time, you got a linebacker or somebody who's not as fleet of foot trying to cover a Wes Welker or Amendola or somebody like that.
Well, and that's out.
Need a sack here.
Yep.
Make him burn the timeout.
Running around, looking for something, and gets out of bounds. Smart play, gain of 5.
No, and that's not a bad job by our defense because
Hopkins run out of bounds.
You can tell that the guys are gassed down there, though. Westfield.
Well, we've been on the field. The defense has been on the field.
We don't have time of possession stat.
Says the Georgia Southern fan.
Well, I was going to say, but that doesn't always translate.
No.
Caught at the 12 left. We'll stay here. I imagine this will be a pretty quick timeout.
Yeah. Well, and at this point, they've got 2 plays.
First and goal to go from
do
the
whatever
6.
they want to
7
because they've got
seconds
1
left in the half.
timeout left.
Check this out, how misleading time of possession can be. Georgia Southern last week. Points 41 or 3 points 41-28 or 38, I think, something like that.
Still won.
They still won, but you would think in today's game, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It don't really matter because teams score so fast.
Well, that's depends on who you're playing, what style.
Right. It's just crazy. Time of possession used to be a big deal, but these offenses nowadays.
But the big thing is
That sounds a lot like propaganda to me, but I see your point.
Well, I mean, Auburn did it the year that they beat Alabama and Georgia in back-to-back or whatever it was in 2 weeks. I mean, that's just you physically wear them out.
Well, and that's their model.
Right.
I mean, that's there's lots of ways to get things done. That's their model.
You just said University of Alabama, so
I said Auburn.
I know, but you said it before that, too. Anyway, back to the game that matters.
Yeah, we regret.
First and goal from the 6. And I imagine we'll probably see a field goal attempt here going into half.
No, the reality is, they're working on this because they may need this.
Right.
I mean,
I agree.
They got the ball, on about the 30-yard line with right at a minute to go.
It'd be pretty funny.
And, they've done what they needed to.
Quarterback draw?
Nope. Throw out there. Defended well. Got to make tackles. Nope. Touchdown. So John Milledge scores on the last play of the first half.
And that's fatigue. That is fatigue. Yeah, to me, that's the negative of the player safety stuff that's implemented. Because right there, you would.
John Milledge leads. We will be right back with our halftime show right here.
You covered. For the past 7 years, we have been. The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Houston Healthcare is an award-winning multifaceted healthcare provider with locations throughout Houston County, including 2 hospitals, 3 urgent care med stops, Women's Center, with over 2,000 healthcare professionals committed to providing the best possible healthcare for our community. Houston Healthcare, advanced medical care, closer to home.
I'm involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I play football, baseball, basketball, and I run track.
I love the contact sport. I love the ability to get my feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice.
I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team when I was a freshman, and that's also the year when I played soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again in my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
I enjoy just spending time with my teammates and getting to just rep the green and gold like everyone else has in the past.
On Thursdays, we get to go out and with the football team, and we get our chaplain out there, and he does a great job. And I think on a Thursday that's great to do because it's a day before the game, and you get to think about God and just choices in life, and that's kind of what the game of football is like.
At Westfield, we have different clubs that you can be involved in theatrical productions at Westfield. I'm involved with the School's One Act and several plays like Prayer Club and Try How Right and Key Club, and I also dance. I've gone and cleaned up
the environment. It's a Christian school, it's a Christian environment.
And it provides students with great opportunities.
Definitely all the teachers, they prepare you for college, they help you with some problems.
We're always willing to answer any questions we might have.
Westfield is a harder school, but it challenges you and it gets you ready for college.
And I think Westfield gave me such a great Christian environment that I can actually have the freedom.
I always like to stay inside the car. We can be loud and nobody tells us to be quiet.
That is a shoulder compliment.
Together.
There's no such thing as a pretty eater.
You're a pretty messy eater.
I'm more of like a neat eater.
I use
El
crunch.
El crunch.
There's a lot of bacon on this thing.
It's just oozing.
Delicious.
I just want dessert.
Give me some.
Very indulgent.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you chips, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
At Houston Healthcare, our team of healthcare professionals is also dedicated to providing successful outcomes to the patients we serve. Quality healthcare that leads to successful outcomes for the patients we serve. Houston Healthcare, advanced medical care closer to home.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
3 urgent care med stops, Women's Center, with over 2,000 healthcare professionals committed to providing the best possible healthcare for our community. Houston Healthcare, advanced medical care, closer.
The ability to get my feeling
when I play soccer. So it was been fun, and I'm going to play soccer again in my senior year, and hopefully I will probably be the captain of the soccer team.
And with the football team, and we get our chaplain out there, and he does a great job, and I think
At Westfield, we have different clubs that you can be in. You can choose between like a variety of clubs. There's like culinary arts, there's Key Club, there's Green Team, there's Tri High Y. I'm currently involved in theatrical productions at Westfield. Christmas, we decorated Christmas trees and we decorated door decorations for the nursing homes here in Perry. And we have also, I've gone and cleaned up some of the parks around Perry. Community service is definitely valued at Westfield.
Westfield is a challenging environment.
It's a Christian school, it's a Christian environment.
And it provides students with great opportunities.
Definitely all the teachers, they prepare you for college, they help you with some like problems that they'll give you like some real life experiences that will help you with college.
Every teacher that I have in any of my classes is always telling us that they're here after school. They're always willing to answer any questions we might have.
Westfield is a harder school, but it challenges you and it gets you ready for college.
And I think Westfield gave me such a great Christian environment that I can actually have the freedom to express my faith.
Westfield provides a lot of great opportunities for students to learn and for students to grow and for students to learn more about themselves.
I always like to stay inside the car. We can be loud and nobody tells us to be quiet.
That is a shoulder compliment.
Nobody's judging you for what you order. You can get one of everything if you want.
When you're in the truck, it's judgment free.
Together. Athletic.
Friendships.
Confidence.
Challenging.
There's no such thing as a pretty eater.
You're a pretty messy eater.
I'm more of like a neat eater.
I can eat in the car, so nobody can see that. Oh my God.
How are you guys eating so slow? I'm almost done.
And welcome back to Milledgeville, Georgia, here on the campus of John Milledge Academy as Westfield trails at the half, 34-0 here against the mighty Trojans of John Milledge. And it's been pretty much a clinic from start whistle to the final whistle there. Last play of the second quarter, John Milledge has put on a show here. Westfield's done their best, Coach Champion and Brant, but just have not been able to keep them out of the end zone and really haven't been able to get a whole lot going offensively.
Well, I think that's the key so far is we haven't got anything going offensively. You know, I don't know what the stats were, but we don't have many yards of offense.
Yeah.
And, you know, quite honestly, they put a lot of pressure on you when you can't move the ball like that. Defensively, you have to be perfect, and we have not been.
Right.
I think the big thing is this shows how good John Milledge is.
Yeah. Right. Well, and, you know, the thing that makes you wonder is, you know, what does this do to Westfield's psyche heading into the playoffs? We talked about this during kind of the break here at halftime. Does, you know, where will Westfield fall? They're at, what, four right now in the power rankings, so will they drop? They should get a little bit of boost because of strength of schedule. So, I mean, the psyche to me, if you lose the last game of the regular season, sometimes it's hard to get you back heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, but I also think it's one of those things that everybody knows how good this team is that we're playing. So, you know, the big thing is you got to come out here in the second half and you just got to play.
Right.
You got to try to do the things you can do against a really good team and get better. You know, the other thing is when this game's up.
I mean, so far in the contest,
this game is that John Milledge is just so much bigger and stronger than everyone else you've played, especially on those fronts. And Westfield has won all their games this year by being the bigger and stronger team up front, and that just has not held today.
Well,
and it's really showing.
Yeah, and we talked about it before the game with 20-some-odd seniors that John Milledge has. That's pretty tough to overcome.
Right, so getting ready for the second half.
That'll end our halftime show, and we'll come back here with the rest of the ball game on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Houston Healthcare is an award-winning multifaceted healthcare provider with locations throughout Houston County, including 2 hospitals, 3 urgent care med stops, Women's Center, Heart Institute, surgery and rehabilitation services, and a variety of physician practices, serving the needs of residents and patients from all over, closer to home.
My feelings and aggression out throughout the hard day or hard week out at practice.
I was a part of the Westfield wrestling team. I was a freshman team.
I enjoy just spending time with my teammates and getting to just rep the green and gold like everyone else has in the past.
On Thursdays, we get the day before the game.
At Westfield, we have different clubs that you can be in. You can choose between like a variety of clubs. There's like culinary art, there's Key Club, there's Green Team, there's Tri-High Y. I'm currently in Key Club, and I also dance. For Christmas, we decorated Christmas trees, and we decorated door decorations for the nursing homes here in Perry. And we have also, I've gone and cleaned up some of the parks around Perry. Community service is definitely valued at Westfield.
Westfield is a challenging environment.
It's a Christian school, it's a Christian environment.
That will help you with college.
Every teacher that I have in any of my classes is always telling us that they're here after school. They're always willing to answer any questions we might have.
Such a great Christian environment that I can actually have the freedom to express my faith.
Westfield provides a lot of great.
Welcome back here to John Milledge Academy. West having a hard time keeping up with him.
Yeah, he's played really well. They basically dominated us in pretty much every facet really well, too. And he managed that late game situation really, really well.
He did. Collier set to kick off. Young and Blackman back. And here we go.
Yeah, chose to bounce it outside.
Briggs Edie on the tackle.
Oh, there.
Game at this point, but you'd like to see the offense get something going. Probably lost a yard.
Nothing there.
Yards. That JMA defensive line just getting back in the backfield every play. Maybe 3. Yep, they're going to mark him back. It'll be second down and 13, 14.
The cut blocking.
No,
high school.
Absolutely not.
You start here and go.
No, you can do it as long as you're within the tackle box.
Right. That may be the only thing I can think of. You could.
Yeah. Obvious passing situation. Going to send a man in motion. Vining going to keep up the middle.
Jason Wright,
it's tough right now.
Mason Roberts.
Not a whole lot you can say positive, but
defense and they're showing it so far in this game.
Cole Miller with a beautiful punt. Fair caught at the 50.
Late second quarter, Baldwin 14, Perry 14. Halftime, Ace 13, GMC 3.
It's a neat little setup.
It is.
We play them in a bunch of middle schools.
It adds an element of class.
Right, just an element of old school. Good defensive play there by Westfield.
Yep, trying to drag him down. Finally
Landon
do.
Bernie on the carry,
That was
tackle
Cole
behind the
Miller.
line.
Say that John Milledge is a lot more impressive on defense.
Oh, yeah, no
than
doubt.
they are
Well,
offensively.
I didn't get a chance to watch but just a handful of film, and that was the one thing that really jumped off the screen to me is how good their defense was.
I don't think anybody has really stopped Westfield's rushing attack this season at all.
No.
And now Westfield has stopped themselves in games, but
yeah,
really, I'm not sure how many touchdowns John Milledge has given up this year.
Right.
I don't think it's very many. I know they gave up.
Got to the 40.
How important would have that been to get one of those in the first half?
Yep.
Pass was complete.
He did that a while ago.
I think maybe he just got his bell rung a little bit because he's not grabbing anything that looks like he's too hurt. He's grabbing his head.
Yeah.
So maybe give him some Tylenol, Joe. Hope he's okay, though. Got to take those head injuries serious, though, these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was 10 years ago. You could give them a little smelling salts and
tape.
And the big thing is you don't want to lose anybody for next week.
Nope.
Yep.
Fitz.
Will you get a call about that?
To him.
Yeah.
Well, more importantly,
I think it's his head.
Yeah,
something cobwebs, or they were checking the neck out.
Yeah, he looks wobbly.
Yeah, he does.
Coach Fitz.
Walking okay, but
I wonder if he was
pressure on.
Was he upset because he felt like there was a peel black?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what.
That's the only thing I can think of is if he'd be that upset. Was it a peel back and JB's hurt because of that, and now he's fired up? Because I can't think of any
on that play.
Now we got to
get a couple decent play. Second down and 6.
Falk on the carry.
Yeah. We'll split the difference and call it 4.
Right.
Today. Option fumble. Vining picked it up.
Yeah, the mesh point. Just everything's so accelerated because you feel like you've got it. What happened?
Kalmbach lost his cool.
Yes,
and they have every right to be, but
this is what you can't have happen.
Yep.
And because you get players that
back up Coach Fitz for getting the personal foul, but if that's what he was up, you have to fill out more paperwork.
Yeah, then I have to fill out more paperwork.
So all y'all are doing is making
and we're going to call timeout.
Yeah, probably a smart timeout there.
He may want to talk to him about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Westfield's first time out.
Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether Queen, we look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Houston Healthcare is an award-winning multifaceted healthcare provider with locations throughout Houston County, including 2 hospitals, 3 urgent care med stops, Women's Center, Heart Institute, surgery and rehabilitation, committed to providing the best possible healthcare for our community. Houston Healthcare, advanced medical care.
Welcome back here to John Milledge Academy. 8:16 left. Westfield facing third and aways. 22 officially. Vining going to keep on the option. Got some space and dragged down after a short gain. It'll be 4th down and aways. Westfield will punt again.
Gavin has slipped a lot of those tackles in past games. And, you know, these guys tackle too.
Cole Miller gets it off end over end. Pretty solid punt. Fair caught at the 30.
Officials are going to take a timeout for some reason.
And we'll stay here. Hopefully this doesn't last too long.
Well, I'm not real sure.
Want to talk to the coaches here.
They're pointing at somebody.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is.
Are they telling them to run the clock?
I think that's probably what they're saying. Do here in the third quarter, because the rule is both coaches have to agree to it.
Well, I think now that things are getting chippy, probably want to get it over.
That has something to do with it, I'm sure. Option play here. Ryan Powers read it well. No one helped on the tailback.
Over there.
Looks like that's going to be enough for a first down. Yeah.
Are they going to measure?
They're going to measure. No, they just said it's first down.
Yep, going to go ahead and give it.
And I guess we were right because the clock continues to run. So where it would
Well, I just figured, I think that last exchange kind of did it.
Yep.
Right there, you were trying to number 7 coming in out of nowhere. That's Taylor Dixon blocking Sam Johnson. That's the stuff you do.
Yeah, and I hope JB's okay, because that would hurt to have to lose him. Because that's a two-way starter for us.
JV and back. Jeremiah Hill got the carry.
Jeremiah Hill on the.
I see a few dirty jerseys, but I also see them on both sides.
Play act for Marcus Prestwood.
McDonald intended for Marcus Prestwood.
Billy Jack Gregory.
That ball to the outside. It was a great defensive play.
Probably one of the better.
It's still difficult to make no matter where the ball's thrown, like you're saying, because you can't even see where it is.
Well, and the thing is that ball is not a high percentage ball no matter what.
Toss play here to Jeremiah Hill. Bounces off one tackle and is tripped up after a gain of 3.
Brought down by Bishop Smallwood.
Westfield doing a good job in the run game on these first 2.
A little bit.
Well, I think maybe after that exchange, he saw it too. He's like, look, we don't need to get anybody hurt or
changes things dramatically.
Pass rush getting through, but
ball thrown behind right there.
Yeah, the quarterback trying to
pressure on the quarterback there.
I think that was, he may not be as fleet of foot as
McDonald. Picks it up, gets it off, end over end. Not the best punt ever. It's going to take a heck of a roll.
Wow.
And that's going to be down inside the 5 at the 2. Well, officially marked at the 1.
A better roll.
Right.
Yeah. That ball rolled for forever.
Sometimes that's good, though. You get
1st and 10 from the 1. And I completely lost the ball, but it looks like not getting a safety is success.
Yeah.
Maybe
decent gain. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Slipped out of there that time.
Tackle made by 5.
I think it's going to be shorter than that, Brent. I think
you're right.
Down to get it the cheapy way.
You can get it any way you can get it.
Right.
There ain't no such thing as a cheapy way.
Well, you know what I mean.
You just get it however you can get it.
Try to draw them off.
I know. Yeah. Trust me, I know.
All right. Oh, down of the game.
Down for Westfield.
We're in this game, obviously. I mean,
yeah.
Try to get a score.
Well, anything that you can take back with you and work off of.
Trying that end around, knock.
68, Jason Wright. The second team.
Houston Healthcare is an award-winning, multifaceted healthcare provider with locations throughout Houston County, including 2 hospitals, 3 urgent care med stops, Women's Center, Heart Institute, surgery and rehabilitation services, and a variety of physician practices, serving the needs of residents and patients from all over Central and South Georgia, with over 2,000 healthcare professionals committed to providing the best possible healthcare for our community. Houston Healthcare, advanced medical care, closer to home. Houston Healthcare is an award-winning, multifaceted healthcare provider with locations throughout Houston County, including residents and patients from all over, closer to home.
Welcome back, Chin.
Shenandoah River. Sorry.
Oh, we have hit rock bottom now.
I was about to say, you know it's late and an uninteresting game when Brett starts singing.
That's for another Chip, Chip Harrison, who loves my melodic voice.
Vining going to keep on the option, gets about 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Melodious.
Braden Martin.
We're going to have to check Chip Harrison's hearing if that's the case.
Come on, man. Y'all love the sweet Brett Taylor tunes.
We got 3rd and long 6 right here.
Something like that. Time for a big Porter Falk run, or
he hasn't had much success tonight. Would be nice to see him bust one for a couple. Going to give it to him on that little count.
Talk about 5, Briggs 80.
Just because of that penetration.
4th down.
On to punt. End over end.
Great punting tonight from Cole Miller.
It was. Bounces at the 45.
They talked about from a game plan perspective. You made them drive the length of the field. Haven't given up any cheat.
1-0.
Yeah.
So, and then your punting and special teams have been pretty good. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap.
Yeah. Well, we knew all along we were playing a really good team.
Right. But I tell you, there's some things to build on to moving down I think the blueprint's there. You just got to be able to execute and put, like you said, put some pressure on Milledge to make them.
To our 6 or 7.
So, a lot of experience.
Yeah. That's a big difference when you talk about maturity, experience.
Right.
This is just a big difference.
So my clock's way off because I think I stopped it accidentally doing normal mechanics. I'm about a minute behind, but it's 9:02 left to go in the game.
Hand off to the tail.
Here's how teams stack up
Javian Butts on the carry.
With previous. How would they stack up with this John Milledge team? And
I don't know. This is a really good football team.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Came close.
Yeah.
Down for John Milledge.
How did you make that call? Neutral zone.
It was close, but
it's just an assumption.
To review that. It's an offensive lineman and defensive lineman. You start pointing at the guy in front of you. Strung out, broke one tackle. This is Jeremiah.
Throughout the game is we've had a couple opportunities to. It looks like one of the Bryant twins, I believe.
16, Greer.
Yeah, keep them apart.
Hopefully it's just a sprint. You ever wake up with one of those and you gotta stretch it out?
A couple times. It's not fun. Cut out sodas and started drinking mostly water. I haven't had one.
And we regress.
Right. Well, we got to find. It's almost turning into a baseball broadcast. Got to find stuff to talk about.
Something to talk about.
Maybe something to talk about. Oh, sorry.
Yes. Again.
Dear Lord.
Good cutback.
Yeah, Hill follows his blocker and gets through for a big gain, and finally stopped around the 30 by Ryan Powers and Sam Johnson.
Down by 5, Ryan Powers.
That's just a fresh
Sam
back
Johnson.
against a tired defense.
Wore out defense.
And another promising freshman for this John Milledge crew.
So 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line of Westfield.
Westfield 30.
I think to crack the nut on this John Milledge team, you're going to have to figure out a way to move the football on offense.
Yep. You're going to have to keep the ball out of their hands.
Right. The offense is not – I mean, the offense is good, but it –
5
on the carry.
Because
second down.
You take, for instance, takes 4 or 5 minutes off the clock and kicks a field goal, and it's 7-3 at the end of the first quarter instead of 14-0 or whatnot. I mean, that's the thing you got to try to manage against a team like John Milledge if you're going to try to upset them.
5:45 left here in this one. Fullback give.
Tyler Green straight up the middle.
Well,
tackled right at the 15 is where they're going to mark him. It'll be a first down.
We've talked about it earlier. To me, the impressive thing is their defense.
First down, John Milledge.
They play downhill every play on defense.
They almost remind me of a couple of years ago, Lee County. I remember watching them at the Georgia Dome, and that's how they just stacked the box and dared you to beat them on the outside one-on-one.
Give to Hill off the right side, breaks a couple.
Would be a starter on a lot of teams.
Yep, as a freshman. He is a freshman in high school running like that.
First and goal to go just outside the 1.
I remember watching that Lee team thinking, man, if you could just bust a couple of pass plays on them and get them to start second game, 14-0, something like that.
Yeah.
Give to right and stacked up at the line. Pretty,
and he
really good.
I thought he
I lost him.
The ball. He was in a big wad of people, and I think he extended the ball out like you see so many times now on TV.
Says new kicker on, Caleb Todd. Kick is up and good.
Kick is good by Caleb Todd. 41-0, John Milledge.
So Westfield, I assume you'll host the first round.
I don't know.
Well, that's
just get one.
One. I think that's a safe assumption.
Right.
Late Saturday afternoon to tweak things, and they've got certain parameters. Frederica was beating Trinity Christian 28. And could we? Looked like a missed kick to me. I'm not sure that.
I don't know if that was intentional, but Westfield just you
want to smooth that over, but that ain't gonna go well with that guy down there with the hat on the West.
Yeah.
Let's just kneel on this one.
Well,
kneeling should run it out. It may have ended up being a delayed game.
Well,
should have just stayed out there and see if they caught it.
Yeah,
not quite easy.
Yeah.
Going to get some substitution.
You got a new quarterback, number 5, Briggs Edie.
Give to his fullback. Tackled by Cole Miller.
Smith on the carry.
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
Second 6.
Gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. Approaching a minute left.
Yeah, we're almost under a minute.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Edie really has to get down there to get that snap.
His knees almost on the ground.
So we're under 50 to play.
Yep.
And they're just going to kneel it out.
And they're going to have to take one more. But
there's a flag. It's going to be a sideline warning.
He will do it. And then the celebration can begin.
Be a no call anyways. Well, you know, those officials, they get the highest graded officials.
We usually do it by association, and they get to make the decisions on what official
comes in second.
So we'll quickly punting. I hate
but I would say
this year, but that was the first.
You have to
it's a new season starting next week.
So they've got it next week. Hopefully and to come burn this film is beat you twice.
Right. 6-2-1.
Yep. At the beginning of the year, I thought if we got 6 games in, we'd be lucky.
Right. So that'll wrap things up here from Trojan Field. And we will say so long for Facebook, all that good stuff. And I'm sure Miss Mary Jane will also be posting some stuff. But Westfield loses here tonight. But we'll be back next week with playoff action. You've been watching Westfield Hornet football right